Now with more black team. Ronove. Thank you for the black tea, Ronove.
いただくおぞ。それらは人間たちに害をなし、おそらく数々の不気味なる伝承を残してきたであろう。それを聞きつけた東洋魔術師が古代に設けたのがあの祠なのだ。長い時間を経て、その力は失われておった。金蔵はそれを修復することで、島の結界を蘇らせ、わらわを再び島に縛り付けたのだ。
西洋魔女のお前に、東洋の魔法なんて通じるのかよ。
本来は相性が悪い。しかしわらわを封じたいという目的においては、ある意味都合が良かっただろうな。わらわも、西洋魔術であれば、心得がある。どのような結界であっても、何かの手が打てたであろう。しかし、東洋魔術は専門外よ。
Now wait a minute. She's how's she Western if she's from Italy? That's not Western. I don't know. I think she's more Eastern than anything else. I guess they're gonna conglomerate anything that's not Asian as Western. So she's obviously from Europe. That's east of fucking Asia, I guess. That's not the western part of the world. Western part of the world's from like North America and shit, guys. Not fucking Europe. So sorry. You're not Western. But oh well.
わらわが飲まんとするスープに対し、スプーンではなく箸を与えられたようなものだ。
東洋魔術が強く支配する空間では、西洋魔術はひどく力を失います。ただでさえ、1000日はかけたであろう力を取り戻す時間を、さらに長くかけねばならなかったのです。
Okay, so 1,000 years is like 3 years, right? 1,000 days, sorry, is 3 years. So it took her, let's see, Battler left for 6 years, right? That's a lot more than 1,000 days. It's about 2,000 days. A little bit more than that. So we should say, in the time that Battler left, I mean, a little bit more than that because it's been 20 years since Rose had that flashback, right? And this is the year that Battler came back to the family. So we can say that, 20 years is all the time it took for her to get that fucking mirror broken through her machinations. Somehow she was able to manifest before Shannon in 19 years, and that in that 20th year Shannon broke the mirror for her. And she got more power from the love she's trying to steal from George and Shannon. So seems like that's how she gets her powers back.
それで、約20年かけて魔力を取り戻し、
exactly what I just said.
今こうして蘇ったって言いたいのか？
辛く長い年月であった。わらわは黄金の蝶の姿のまま長く日々を送り、金蔵の屋敷を見つけ、奴の日常を見守った。どのように仕返しをしてやろうか。それを思案することだけを日々の楽しみに生きてきた。わらわにとって幸運だったのは、その間の20年間、金蔵はわらわを探し出し、捕らえるあらゆる秘術にことごとく失敗した点だったか。人間に起こせる奇跡の数など、たかが知れている。わらわをあれだけ長く捕らえていただけでも、十分に身に過ぎた奇跡だ。そう何度も捕らえられてはたまらぬわ。
じいさまが前のゲームだかで言ってたな。魔法は確率的奇跡に宿る。みたいなことをよ。
うん。金蔵はわらわを再び捉える秘術を探るうちに、そこに行き着いたのだ。
I think I mentioned this last, in the first day of episode 3. You gotta have some kind of a risk in order for magic to work. You can't just have magic work without putting up anything to gamble. The bigger the gamble, the bigger the magical effect, basically.
そして、13人の生贄を捧げることで、わらわを再び蘇らせる儀式を、ついに編み出したのだ。
13人の生贄。
それが魔女の碑文、生贄の歌でございます。第1の番に6人、第2の番に2人、そして第4の番から第8の番にかけて5人、合計13人の生贄を捧げる禁じられた儀式。その生贄はランダムに決められ、儀式を執り行う金蔵自身も例外にはなりません。
バカ野郎。この島で起こったあの凄惨な殺人が、全部、おかしな儀式だって言うのかよ。
I had a vague idea that this might be the case. Hey, it's fucking in the epitaph, dude. How do you not know? This happened 3 times already. Or 2 times. It's about to happen the 3rd time. How do you not know? I couldn't just hear that it was true from a witch and a demon and say, oh really? And accept it.
六軒島には18人いる。13人が生贄に捧げられ、5人だけが生き残る。そしてわらわは蘇る。つまり、金蔵がわらわに再び会える確率は、だいたい3分の1といったところか。その確率に自らの命を落とし、残りわずかな寿命の最後の一瞬に、わらわとの再会を望んだのだ。
そのふざけた儀式のために、俺たち親族が集められたってのかよ。ふざけやがって。いい加減なことを抜かすんじゃねえ。
もとより契約の通りだ。金蔵の生を終えるとき、貸し与えた黄金と、そして金蔵が生み出した財産のすべてを、わらわが金蔵には散々に英雄を飲まされたが、今となっては、この1000年でも稀な時間だった。何しろ、魔女の天敵は退屈よ。それから逃れることのできる数十年間を提供した金蔵には、なるほど。それも含めて借りがあるやもしれぬ。わらわは金蔵のゲームに乗ることにした。そしてまず、金蔵は、後宮家当主の指輪をわらわに返却する。わらわの黄金で復興させた家だからな。そして、13人の生贄を気まぐれに決めるのだ。そしてその過程で、お前たちが右往左往し、わらわに立ち向かおうと様々な人間模様を見せてくれることは、わらわにとって非常に愉快なことだ。
That's how the first 2 games have gone so far.
わらわはこの金蔵のゲームを実に気に入っている。
So far they've gone all according to plan, all according to Kaikaku.
そんな魔法話は絶対信じねえぞ。じゃあお前は誰なんだ。お前は崖から転落して死んだんだろうが、魂が抜け出して蝶になって森へ。そんなのあるわけねえだろうが。
That's right. Not possible.
だがお前はここにいる。誰だってんだ。
There's only a few people she could actually be. Right? If she looks like that, who would you think she'd be biologically, right? You just put 2 and 2 together, man. Like, it sounds like I'm making it sound so simple, but it's you really, like, just like Sherlock Holmes says, when you eliminate every other possibility, whatever's left over, it's got to be the truth. So this girl looks just like the Beatrice that died, right? How is that going to be possible? Well, I guess she could have a daughter, right? Maybe that's what happened, right? Possibly. So now we can say that the dead Beatrice was impregnated somehow, some way. Maybe she was a mistress for somebody. I don't know. Maybe. And that person impregnated her before she died. So then the baby grew up to look just like Beatrice. Maybe that's what happened. If you're thinking Beatrice is a real person, that somebody's dressing up as Beatrice, we could actually theorize that the daughter of this dead Beatrice fell down the cliff when Rosa tried to bring her outside the world. This dead daughter grew up and became the fake Beatrice who's, you know, dressing up as Beatrice on the island, killing people left and right. And that person is the actual 19th person, or, you know, maybe that person is one of the people on the island, and we don't know about it yet. Somebody is the son or daughter of the Beatrice that died on the cliff. That's what we can say. And there's no magic needing to be involved. Alright? I mean, think about it logically, guys. How can you explain things without magic being a factor? That's pretty much all this game is. And Battler is put there, especially in these question arcs, to kind of trip you up, because he's like, oh, this can't happen without magic. But yes, it fucking can, you dumbass. If you think about it, you know, rationally, and you think about it critically, yes, it's easy. She had a fucking daughter. Duh. That's pretty much the easy answer, right? Like, what else could it be? Magic? Right, it's not magic. She had a daughter, basically. So she's dead. We've already saw that in red. She's dead.
そうであるな。わらわこそが19人目であろうな。だがダメだぜ。
ダメだぜ。
全然ダメだ。この六軒島に19人以上の人間は存在しない。
He said it. He just fucked up Battler's entire fucking argument. What did you say?
ってことは18人プラス X の X は存在しないってのかよ。
Alright, now, so we get this line by Beatrice saying there's no more than 18 people on the island. Very interesting way of putting it. There's no more than 18. There could be 17, there could be 16, there could be 15, there could be 18. There's no more than 18. She didn't say there's 18 people. She said there's no more. So, Battle's not even listening to that part yet. He's still thinking about the 19th person theory that just fucking got shambled and smoked. And the fucking, smells like a piece of fucking grass. And a fucking brush fire.
俺が取ったコマ X は存在しないってのかよ。
全然ダメだ。
そういうことになります。実にご愁傷様ですよ。もう少し泳がせて最後にひっくり返すものとばかり思っておりました。さてバトラーさん、紅茶のおかわりはもう結構ですか？
いらねえよチキショー。俺は信じないぞ。
You need some.
18人の中に犯人がいるわけね。じゃあお前は何なんだよ。どうしてここにいるんだよ。19人目が存在しないってんならお前は18人の誰かの変装だって言うのかよ。
That's actually exactly what she's saying.
18人の誰かを疑うことが最後の逃げ道。 キャスリングとなるであろうな。しかし、わらわはここからが難しいのだ。そなたはなりふりさえ捨てれば、18人もの人間を自在に犯人に仕立て上
You
げられ
sure
る。
could. Dude, I can create one right now. And it's probably gonna be right.
その18人の駒をくぐり抜け、わらわを認めさせチェックメイトに至るのは、実に難しいことよ。
Almost impossible. It's
そん
probably
な
doable
ことする
though.
もんか。18人の誰
See
も
if
疑わ
Badler
ない。
finds a way.
疑いたくない。またここに追い込まれちまったのか。畜生畜生畜生。
くそー。
三度に及んだそなたとのゲームもいよいよ終盤戦のようではないか。もう逃げ場はないぞ。
Doesn't even kill anybody yet. How's this the end? Just
お
beginning,
前
guys.
の大好きな18人を疑いたくないだろう。わらわがそれをかぶってやるぞ。なのになぜわらわを拒むのか。序盤は本のように、中盤は魔術師のように、そして終盤は機械のようにさせたな。
I'd never heard that saying at all. But it sounds like it makes sense though.
これより詰めるぞ。ゆっくりじっくり確
Softly,
実に。
slowly.
いや、それとも
Hold
そ
me
なたにふさわしく
closer,
一気に畳みかけるのが良いのか。そなたには
Count
そ
the
れが
headlights on the highway.
そうすでにそなたの苦手とする攻め方も知り抜いておるわ。
Cackle, 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 cackle. Badler's in trouble here. Lost his foothold. He's about to fall down the cliff. Hanging on by one fingernail right now. Trying to survive. We're about to hit midnight on the first day. The first twilight. We're just showing everybody's position, as we always do at midnight on the first twilight. We got George and Shannon over here in this fucking bodega area, being proposed to and shit. Ding dong, ding dong. Time for twilight. Somebody's dead tonight. Who's it gonna be this time? Chime, chime, chime. Chime, 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 12 times. That's what grandfather clock does, guys. Chimes 12 times. Midnight. We got Krause in the fucking kitchen. Or not kitchen, dining room. Krause, Kyrie, Rudolph, Ava, Natsuhi, Rosa, Hideyoshi. All the adults in the dining room listening to Rosa's story about young Beatrice. Goda's in the kitchen by himself. That's not good. Not good at all, Goda. Gee golly willikers, Goda, you're gonna get killed tonight. Gee golly, sir. Kinzo looks like he's in his own room. If you believe Kinzo's still alive before the game starts, which I don't. I think he's already dead, but who knows? He might be alive. There's Beatrice. There's her soul, quote unquote, I guess. Since she has no body anymore. So, 6 of those people are about to die. Just FYI, guys. There, hey, whoa! Well, there is her soul now, right? We see it now. Looks like it's manifested. That's probably the meta world Beatrice, though, so we can't take that as her actual body. Midnight, midnight, twilight, star bright, first star, see the night. Wish I may, I wish I might survive this night tonight. Dude, Kenzo's still alive here. Oh, he is.
この旅のゲームはどう転ぶのか。委ねるもよし、抗うもよし。
Motherfucker who made the roulette spin in the first place.
いずれにせよ、わしに残されたわずかの命をトスに値する実に楽しい宴よ。
In his dimly study, occasionally brightened by lightning, Kenzo kept mumbling and laughing to himself, like a dumbass, talking to himself, old motherfucking man, on the antique lock with the intricate design that had been sitting on his desk. The two overlapping hands tilted to the right and began to slide. The measure of time that counted up to 24 and returned to 0. And have begun to count back again. Da, 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 da,
24を数えるために1日をかけてたどり着き、そして再びゼロに戻る。23時59分までは確かに数えただろう。しかし24時にたどり着くことはできたのだろうか。
24 is the fucking what are they called? The root double or something like that. So you can say 24 or you can say 0 either way, because 24, if you have the natural root of the 24, it goes back to 0 basically. So it's redundant to call it 24 when it's 0, because it's only 24 hours in a day. You can say it's 24, you can say it's 48 if you're talking about 2 days in a row, right? 24 equals 0 though, so redundancy. That name is Kenzo, and he's always trying to come up with some different way to see something, trying to pretend. I don't know if I should say this because it's kind of like kind of letting some things slip, but he's always finding ways to pretend that one thing is not the same as its true self, aka 24 equaling 0. No, it's 0, it's not 24. It goes from 23:59 to 0. You can say it goes to 24, but you're being stupid and you're wasting like 3 numbers. But you can just use the last 0 to say the exact same thing. Stop not being efficient, asshole. So he does this a lot, basically. That's what I wanted to say here. As non-spoilery as I can. He does a lot. Calling something different than what it actually is.
たどり着けず、再び0時に戻ったと考えれば、それはなんとも虚しいことよ。
That's called life, dude. Deal with it. But perhaps a person's life is the same. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I'm gonna hint at what I just said, basically. You live in it for a perfect 24, and in the instant you reach it, you return to 0. People will probably praise the departed, saying that he did reach 24, but he most certainly did not. In the end, he's a 0.
わしは違うぞ。わしは生きて24にたどり着く。そここそが黄金鏡。ベアトリーチェの住処なのだから。
Enzo had been fumbling around with some tarot cards for some time. Oh, battle axe. It looked as though he was trying to divine his own look, with the contest, doing it over every time. He didn't like the result. He's cheating! That's not how tarot cards work. The most forbidden action in tarot reading is trying to predict the same thing twice. So to do so ridicules the result of fortune telling. Exactly! This fucking blaspheming bastard. That's gonna be a death flag probably. Like if nobody else is dead yet, he's pretty much calling his own death right now at this point. Also desecrates those beings higher than humans to give revelations through the tarot cards. However, Kenzo knew tarot cards shouldn't be used twice because since they're nothing more than a random number generator, reading them twice will naturally cause a different result to appear. Therefore, reading them twice was only forbidden to preserve the mistake of the tarot card's results. However, that didn't mean that Kenzo didn't take tarot reading seriously. Kenzo's interpretation of tarot reading was done in a completely different way. That was to repeat the reading over and over, without giving up in the slightest until he reached the result most favorable to him. The hell? So he wants to control fate, basically. He's the kind of guy Kenzo is. He wants to control fate. The mark he said for his most favorable result would vary, but when he demanded the most favorable result in the strictly literal sense, it was the same as a simple roulette of luck, where he seeked an arithmetic miracle. However, Kenzo used miracles and numbers as the basis of his magical power, so this functioned perfectly well as a magical ritual. In other words, until the result he desired appeared perfectly, he would strive to repeat the tarot readings over and over, with conviction, turning the feelings of his heart into prayers, so that when they reached the heavens, they would be sublimated into results. This was Kenzo's personal magic interpretation. Therefore, even though Kenzo's tarot cards were no different from those generally used, the way in which they were used was completely different. Crackathon! Crackazoom!
今宵は思い通りにならぬな。
Kenzo stopped his hands for a second. He seemed not to be getting the results he wanted. On the contrary, bad cards shouldn't show up so often appeared repeatedly, and continued to interfere with the miracle Kenzo wished for.
そういうことなのか。
Kenzo seemed to receive some revelation that was different from normal. But judging by the unlucky cards scattered across his desks, it was difficult to imagine that the omen had been a good one. For a while, Kenzo closed his eyes tightly, pondering something. Time for you to die, bitch. That's what time it is. Then, as the thunder roared, he made up his mind about something, took the telephone receiver and dialed.
わしだ。
Dial it up.
源氏はおるか。死球だ。
Too late, bitch. Your life is up. Your soul is mine. Rip that soul out. Rip it out. Let's go, Beato. In front of the entrance hall, Shannon's once burning face had been cooled off by the frigid air. She had thought that George's proposal would surely come sooner or later. It wasn't as though she hadn't prepared herself mentally, and she had answered by nodding. Had she been reckless because of her youth? Should she have thought about her future more seriously? I wonder if my immediate reply made him think I'm a cheap girl. I want to be halfway expensive, right? If I'd at least waited until tomorrow morning, would that at least have shown him I was taking this seriously? Now that she'd already received the ring from George, Shannon kept fidgeting in embarrassment. Should have done this, should have done that. Should have done George, probably. Oh well. He's gonna die a virgin, probably. As he should. As she did, she heard the sound of footsteps splashing through puddles. Shannon immediately chased away the emotions welling up inside of her.
源氏様
くも。すみません。すぐに戻らなくて、
Screw stiff, that's what she said. Thinking she'd surely be scolded for spending too much time in her secret lover's meeting with George.
シャン、親方様が至急書斎へ来るようにと仰せ。急ぐ。
はい、かしこまりました。一体何事なの？
不吉な予感がするってさ。
Premonition of misfortune. Where's that term again? So Rosa said that a lot in episode 2. Remember, Rosa was the accomplice in episode 2. So whenever you hear this phrase by somebody, you kind of want to think that they're the accomplice. So Kenan's saying this now. He said he had a premonition of misfortune. Having a premonition of misfortune is a lot of the times what you'll hear an accomplice say in order to kind of fool a battler who's, looking at this story from the outside in. They're gonna try to use this as a precursor to fucking witchcraft, basically. So whatever's gonna happen next to this group of people, when they go see Kenzo, it might be related to witchcraft. And here is Canon over here supporting this witchcraft that's going to be happening pretty soon. So he's very sus now by using this very fucking line. This very phrase makes him sus. If he said this in Among Us, you better vote his ass out. That's all I'm saying. Hey, who says that? I got a premonition of misfortune over here doing my tasks. That means you're a fucking imposter, you fucking shady bitch. You get fucking airbended out. ASAP. Gee golly, go to this note of anything. Go to the good boy.
姉さん、注意して。姉さんは賑やかだから。
So nosy, Nason. Kenny was especially good at hiding his footsteps. Just like a cat. Just like a cat that wasn't even there, probably. He was able to suddenly be there without anyone noticing, leaving in the same way. Like a ghost. For example, even though he stepped in puddles, the sound he made was far smaller than that of the rain hitting them. That's fucking impossible, dude. That's very impossible. Unless you're a fucking actual ghost. Genji also had abilities of that kind. Or rather, those servants called furniture were supposed to be like that. That's like how desks and closets go unnoticed by members of the family. These servants also held it as a great virtue to suddenly just be there whenever they were needed. Compared to that, Shannon's footsteps so strongly asserted themselves. She was also trying to hide her footsteps. But compared to Ganon and Genji, well, you could say she was still a little more boisterous. Eventually, they reached the back door and three of them entered the mansion. Going into Kenzo's room. Immediately, they thought they felt something. It was different from a sense of smell, and it seemed to hit the depths of their noses. It's hard to describe sensation, which you might call a sixth sense. Allowed them to perceive that something was different from usual.
源氏様。
Kanon's face. He's still shocked. I got you beat there, Kanon.
急ぐぞ。
I got a shock face too. When they dashed up the stairs, the smell of sweet poison, particularly to Kenzo's study, reached their noses. Hmm.
いかがなさいましたか、源氏様。
結界が死んでいる。
Oh. After hearing Kanon's words, she looked at the door of the study. A scorpion pattern was engraved on the doorknob. A powerful ward against magic. The final barrier which protected Kinzo himself. It had been broken. Of course, there was no change to the doorknob that the eye could see. However, those who could understand things people couldn't perceive were able to recognize that a dramatic change had occurred.
親方様。
Again, premonition of fucking misfortune, right? These people are quote-unquote perceiving invisible magical ley lines and shit, and force fields that can't be seen by the naked human eye. So, again, premonition of misfortune. They're being asked to swallow a lot of fucking magical bullshit right now. By, specifically 3 people that have been kind of suspicious in the last couple games, too. Like, most of the servants are always suspicious, basically. But Genji especially, Shannon and Cannon especially, are always fucking suspicious, usually. So you always gotta question their motives, question their actions. And again, Cannon's the one who's talking about the premonition of misfortune. So he's already laying the groundwork for a fucking witchcraft kill here. So these guys end up dead. Cannon's very sus. At the very least. It's probably going to be all 3 of these guys are very sus, but because they're all seeing the same thing, right? They're all seeing and sensing, oh, there's no barrier here on this door. What the fuck are they talking about, dude? There's no such thing as barriers, right? What the fuck are you talking about, sir? Are you fucking 12-year-old fucking little kid who still believes in fucking magical barriers? Apparently Genji is. Genji never grew up from fucking kindergarten. That's what I'm hearing right now.
親方様、源氏でございます。
Genji.
ここをお開けください。
Kindergarten. Genji called in this way after knocking several times, but there was no answer from the study. Forgot who it was for a second. I'm Shannon.
背中を守れ。
Shannon.
室内を探れ。
はい。
かしこみました. Cannon put his ear against the door, searching for a presence inside the study. To protect the backs of the pair watching the door, Shannon faced the other way, ready for the unexpected.
親方様はいらっしゃられるはずです。ですが、静かすぎます。
A little too quiet.
ご無事だということか。
I don't think he is.
いえ、静かがすぎます。
Exactly.
まさか、そんな。
He did.
親方様、扉を失礼させていただきます。
Genji pulled a gold key out of his pocket. It was the only key to the study that existed other than the one Kinzo had held. He stuck it in the keyhole and turned it heavily. At first glance, that seemed to prove that it was a sturdy lock. However, now that the barrier had been destroyed, the door might as well have been left open from the viewpoints of anyone with magical power. Bullshit! The heavy sound just now meant that the door had been opened even for humans.
失礼いたします。
That's usually what a key means. You can open it as a human. As Genji respectfully bowed his head, and Cannon's sense of tension grew tighter, and Shannon trembled, they entered the study. What's going to happen? They immediately discovered Kinzo's figure. He was sitting on the reception sofa so that his back faced them. Is he asleep? Genji noticed the person sitting across from him and again bowed deeply. Cannon over here trying to beat my surprise face again. Fuck you, Cannon. Can't beat me. He didn't bow his head. He stood in front of Shannon and spread out his arms, blocking the way to her. So, without even seeing that person's face, Shannon already had a good idea of who it was. Beato?
お越しでございましたか。
Okay. Alrighty, guys.
源氏か。なかなかに早いな。やはり家具は主の呼びかけに素早く応える方が良い。
Remember what I said. If you see Beatrice and you don't die within 30 minutes, you are an accomplice. If you see Beatrice and you're dead, within 30 minutes, she's probably going to use your death as a magical proof to Battler, even though it's fucking, it's not like, not, I would say canon, how they die through magic, basically. Because you can't believe what a corpse says in the last 30 minutes of their life, and that's what Battler has to go on. He has to go on the corpse's quote-unquote first eyewitness account of how they die. And who's telling this story? Not the corpse, it's fucking Beatrice. So she can make up any way that she can to fucking have these guys killed. So apparently you're gonna be getting killed by magical means, and it's gonna fuck Battler up probably. That's the name of the game though, right? That's what we're playing.
こやつとは大違いだ。
ロノエ様もお越しでしたか。
Well, they can even see Ronove. Genji directed his greeting towards the thin darkness behind and to the right of Beatrice, where there shouldn't have been anything. Even Kanon and Shannon would never have imagined that someone was there. However, the darkness responded immediately and praised Genji's eyesight.
相変わらずさすがです。だいぶの久しぶりになりますね。それにしても老けましたね。それだけの弱いを重ねましたか。
充実した日々を過ごしております。ロノエ様におかれましても、ますます充実されておりますようお見受けいたします。
ええ、おかげさまです。そしてシャノンも久しぶりですね。君は随分と美しくなった。そして随分と強くなったようですね。良いことです。
ありがとうございます。
姉さん、あいつは一体。
カノン君とは会うのは初めてになりますね。私はベアトリーチェ様の家具頭を任されております源氏さんの古い馴染みですよ。あなたと同じに私も家具です。使える主は異なりますが。
Tense color didn't disappear from Kanon's face in the slightest. Depending on the master furniture served, they might be kind or brutal or anything else. If this person came to be furniture serving the hated Beatrice, then he must be despicable as well. Eh, he's better than Beatrice. Slightly, right? They're both demons. Yeah, I mean, she's not really a demon per se, but she acts like one.
わらわもすっかり嫌われたものだ。坊主憎ければ今朝までなんとかとはよく言ったものよ。
Beatrice openly sneered at Kanon's hate-filled face. Then Kanon finally realized. Beatrice and Kinzo were having a chess game across the reception table, and Kinzo hadn't even quivered. He was holding his head with both hands, his eyes closed tight as he contemplated his next move. Or was he in anguish?
親方様。
わらわが金蔵に伝えたのは良い知らせと悪い知らせだった。良い知らせは儀式を終えずしてわらわと再会できる幸運を得たこと。悪い知らせは金蔵が儀式の一番最初の生贄に選ばれてしまったことだ。
Well deserved.
こればかりはわらわにもどうしようもない。実に気まぐれにルーレットにて決めたのだから。
fucking animal now, huh? Like you did with fucking Beatrice.
嘘をつけ。もてあそんで殺しているくせに。
よしてカノン君。
さて金蔵、そろそろ負けを認める気にな。これにてわらわとの長きにわたる勝負は決着だな。
Forget Kinzo. Take it like a man. At a glance, it was hard to make out the situation of that chaotic chessboard. However, judging by Kinzo's anguish and Beatrice's malicious confidence, it seemed to be over already. You gonna be fucking Beatrice and chess boy? Better than that King's old boy? Put your fucking king down.
そなたとの勝負に決着がつくことは万感の思いあれど、もはや恩衆を超える。楽しかったぞ。退屈しない数十年であった。
Had fun, but now you gotta die. Beatrice advanced her queen and made her final move, and that decided it.
チ
Checkmate.
ェックメイト。これ
Checkmate.
がわらわからそなたへの手向けだ。心置きなく眠れ。
Go to sleep! Fucking choke your ass out. Go to sleep! Go to sleep, kids. Go to sleep! There you go. There you go. Genzo suddenly stood up and laughed like an opera singer facing the full crowd and spread his arms. Like a fucking retard. As he had succeeded in a century-long plan. Oh, he's burning. He's burning! He's a burning! At last, spat Crimson. Kinzo's hot, hot, hot. Getting hot, hot, hot. See Kinzo laughing. See Kinzo gassing up. He's hot, hot, hot. He's getting hot, hot, hot. Crimson phasing poured out from inside him. Spitting even out of his mouth, ears, nose, and all at once, his body was wrapped in hellfire. Hellfire and brimstone. Kinzo kept laughing. You know, his vocal cords were fucking burned to a crisp. The more he laughed, the more hellfire spewed from his entire body and began to char him. Charmander! Those flames became a brilliant light, which dazzlingly shone on various magic tools throughout the room, making their distorted shadows dance across the walls. Those shadows looked like the dead in hell, watching over Kinzo in ecstasy as he burned. Burn, baby, burn! Kinzo Inferno! And for one who had made a contract with the witch, it was an extremely fitting end, in accordance with those terms. Very fitting end. Burn your ass to the fucking ground. After laughing and howling in the roaring flames for some time, a big roaring flame! Ah! I can feel it now. I can smell it. Burning! 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 Say something is really burning. Oh, it's fucking Kinzo's ass. That's right. Okay, it's Kinzo's ass. Kinzo flopped to the ground as though he was a puppet whose strings had been cut. Like Geppetto, he's got Pinocchio'd his ass out. That made sense. Those incredible blazing flames disappeared as though he'd been completely burned up. And afterwards, nothing remained but a festering and burnt corpse that one could hardly bear to look at. Okay, like Geppetto, he's all strung out. There you go, there you go. That's better. That's what I meant to say. Much better. Let's edit that one out. Let's edit that first one out. But we'll get that. Horrible!
お前が言うか。
You're next, bitch.
ふさわしい死に方だと思っているくせに。
なぜお前が姿を現している？
Fuck you,
僕た
Ganon.
ちに何か用だとでも言うのか？
It's my day off, Ganon. Fuck you. I do what I want.
よしてカノン君。ベアトリーチェ様を挑発してはダメ。
It's Beatrice's day off, baby.
すっかり怯えさせてしまいましたね。
わらわはつくづくカノンとは仲良くなれぬようだ。そう嫌いでもないというのにね。
He dislikes you, though. Beatrice grinned and violently averted his gaze, obviously unhappy. His reaction was so different than what he wanted to do that it made the witch and her butler laugh.
カノン、ベアトリーチェ様の御前であるぞ。言葉遣いに気をつけなさい。
ああ、構わぬぞ、源氏。好きに言わせてやれ。わらわは寛大である。
何が寛大だ。
わらわは死にゆく者にはいつだって寛大である。
So they can see her, but they're about to die. So it's cool. Kennen was taken aback by that creepy laughter. Beatrice wasn't just here to take Kinzo's life. The first twilight required 6 sacrifices. Kinzo alone wasn't nearly enough. And they just casually walked in here. Like rats in the trap.
安心せよ、カノン。そなたらがここに訪れたから生贄に選ばれるのではない。生贄に選ばれているからこそ、ここに呼ばれているんじゃないか。
Oops.
なんだと。
Their instincts were good, enough to spot her meaning instantly. 6 sacrifices were required for the first twilight. After Kinzo, how many more would you need to add up to 6? In this mansion, number 5 instantly made him think of the number of servants here.
それがお望みですか。
感謝せよ、家具どもよ。そなたたちの苦難の日々は、それを告げに訪れたわらわに感謝せよ。
かしこまりました。それをお望みでした。
源氏様。
Genji had agreed to the witch's heartless announcement with his usual demeanor without raising an eyebrow.
親方様亡き後は、ベアトリーチェ様が我らの主。その求めに応じるのが我らの最後の務めだ。
Can I get paid before we kill ourselves, though?
カノン、今日までよく仕えた。その労苦もこれにて終わりだ。
源氏はさすがですね。同じ家具としてあなたを誇りに思いますよ。
シャノン、異論はないか。
はい。
ジョージ様から指輪を贈られたそうだな。
It's fucking George, who cares?
それでもなお未練はないか。
はい。家具の身に過ぎた幸福でした。
She dodged the bullet there, didn't she? She didn't have to marry fucking George anymore now.
指輪を頂戴しただけで。
Of course she's gung-ho to die now. She's like, oh, fuck
すで
that.
に達せられております。
Got choices here. I can either marry George or kill myself. Yeah, let's go with option B. Let's kill ourselves. Smart girl. Shannon couldn't take quite as much of the philosophical view as Genji. There probably were regrets left in her heart. She probably wanted to spend a little more warm time with the person she cared for, George. I don't think she did. But she released herself from that. She took a single deep breath and a blank expression rose to her face.
それでよい。
Very well.
シャノンがそこまでの落ち着きを得るとは、少しあなたも家具として達観したようですね。
惚れた男と夜も共にできず、少しは悔し涙をこぼさんのか。
You mean tears of joy, you mean?
退屈な女よ。
ベアトリーチェ様ごときに、この気持ちはわかりません。
She says this again. She said that in episode 2 as well. You're a fucking witch. You don't even understand love. You can never understand how I feel. I feel pity for you even though you're going to kill me. Like,
私たちの命をご所望でしたら、どうぞお受け取りください。私たちは、慎んで、そのお務めを全うします。
それでよくぞ言ったな。
Excellent.
ベアトリーチェ様の苦手なタイプのようで。
Yep.
最近こやつめはだいぶ達観しよった。どうも前回いじめすぎたようだ。
You probably did.
それを言ったらバトラもか。 わらわはまだぬるいのか？それとも追い詰め方が下手なのか？いずれにせよ面白みのないやつよ。しかしお前はまだわらわを楽しませてくれそうだよな。
Canon.
カノン。
カノン君。
And it's always the weakest one. He's always the weak link, isn't she? Isn't he? Compared to the two who had taken a far-sighted approach, there was a painful anguish on Kanon's face. Kanon was still far too young to accept his demise after being told of it by a suddenly appearing witch.
カノン、わらわは退屈を何より嫌う。そしてお前を除く二人が素直に死を受け入れるもので、面白くない。
That means you're it, Tag.
だ
You're
か
it,
らそなた
Canon.
にはわらわの期待を裏切らないでもらいたいものだ。
He's gonna get his ass tortured tonight. Tonight!
僕を慰み者にしようというのか。
Hell yes! Canon realized he was being provoked. However, no matter how furiously anger spurred him on, his opponent was a witch. He was furniture. He hadn't had a chance of victory from the beginning. But the witch was suspecting that he struggled in vain and writhed around, and was even looking forward to it. Just thinking about that was frustrating enough to get his blood boiling. Was disappointing the witch by refusing to resist like the other two, the only way he could strike back at her. That's pretty much it, dude. You're pretty much dead at this point. Can't escape it.
煉獄の七姉妹が長女、ルシファー。
Hey, Lucifer's getting a lot of screen time.
いでよ。
She's cute.
傲慢のルシファー、ここに。
Lucy.
カノン。
Lucy, I'm home!
家具に魔女と戦えというのも酷な話よ。そなたがいくら怒りに駆られようとも、勝算のない戦いでは希望も持てまい。無論、勝ち目のない戦いでは、わらわも退屈というもの。
You wanna have them go into the Coliseum against each other here?
家具は家具。
Furniture gets furniture.
家具同士で決着をつけてはどうか。それならば、勝てる希望も持てるであろう。
恐れながらベアトリーチェ様。私がそのような出来損ないの家具に劣るようなことがありまし。こんな可愛い子に、私が万一にも負けるようなことなど。
Yeah, my money's on Lucifer on this one.
我が家具、煉獄の七杭を打ち破ってみせよ。
Although Canon did already beat one of them, right?
見事打ち破ってみせたなら、そうだな。13人の生贄を逃れることのできる5人を、そなたに自由に決めさせてやろう。
Interesting. I will welcome the 5 you recommend to the Golden Land without any conditions.
それならばどうか。
Canon understood that he was being provoked. However, the witch's offer was very tempting. By this point, Canon couldn't care less about this evil ceremony the witch and the rest were trying to carry out. On the contrary, it was much more important that he remained alive so that he could be invited to the Golden Land and have his wish granted by Beatrice there.
そなたは家具は嫌だと泣いたな。そなたの望み、叶えてやろうぞ。枕を濡らしてまで望んだ人間の体を与えてやろうぞ。どうだ？そうすれば、ジェシカとも結ばれるぞ。おお、ちょうどよい。黄金鏡へ招ける5人に、ジェシカとそなたを推薦すればよい。自分だけが幸せになることに抵抗があるならば、さらにシャノンとその思い人であるジョージを加えればよい。
Fuck George, dude. You skip
義理
him.
があるならばさらに源氏も加えればよい。
Yeah, George, can take a nap. Fuck him. Shannon, get Genji, get Jessica, and yourself. And then maybe 2 other people. And whoever it is. Ava and Hideyoshi, who cares? Fuck George. You know, he can take a flying leap off a fucking short cliff.
おお、これで5人だ。十分ではないか。これだけのご褒美があれば。そなたはわらわを退屈させはしないよな。
どうせ戯れ
So obviously Cannon's not going to win this fight. Even if he does win the fight, Beach is probably going to pick all the other 6 stakes and have Cannon fight them now. So he definitely won't win. Because it's already been confirmed that the people in this room are going to die. It was confirmed since they stepped into the room. And I think she needs to kill two more people here after this. It's only 4 people, right? With Kingzo. You need 6 people on the first Twilight, so we need probably more servants. Probably Goda, who's, again, he was by himself in the kitchen. I think Kumasawa was by herself too, so it's probably going to be them too. Probably going to be all the servants dying first. Which is, again, it's a blessing in disguise, because episodes 1 and 2, the servants were definitely in on it. The servants were helping out whoever the culprit was, hide bodies and shit. And I believe even Nanja was in on it, on at least episode 1, but probably episode 2 as well. He was pronouncing fake bodies that as being dead. And definitely in episode 1, he pronounced a couple bodies that were dead, and they weren't dead. So that's the only way anything makes sense, if Nanja was in on it, making false death proclamations and shit. So if all the servants die first in this episode, you don't have any more accomplices that are helping out the culprit at this point, because they're all dead. So this is why they're all seeing it, Beatrice right now, because not that they're accomplices, but because their deaths are going to be ruled as a magical kill. So they don't actually necessarily have to be accomplices this time, but they're already dead, looks like.
耳を貸す必要はない。
僕は嫌だ。姉さんはそれでいいの？
Beatrice couldn't hide her evil smile at those words. That's what she wanted to hear.
僕は嫌だ。幸せになりたい。家具なんてもう嫌だ。人間になって普通の恋がしたい。僕も姉さんのように海が青いってことを知りたいんだ。
Oh, you're still saying that. Confirmation that episode 2 does affect episode 3.
若いですね。羨ましい。
So young.
だから若者は好きなのだ。源氏、シャノンは下がれ。カノン、ルシファーは前へ。
仰せのままに。
Get ready for the next battle. Ready, fight. Mortal Kombat.
気に入らないわ。ベアトリーチェ様は無理でも。私にだったら勝てるかもしれないという見下しが。最高に気に入らないわ。
It's probably humiliating for Lucifer. But at the same time, she was also happy that she was lucky enough to have this adorable prey all to herself.
恋。魔女の家具。いつまでも僕を見くびることができると思うな。
Alright, Lucy, got some money on you. Let's go. Don't let me down. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Lucy, no! Oh shit.
さあさあバトラー、楽しい見せ物の時間である。
くそ、またおかしなことになりやがった。魔法バトルなんて認めてたまるかよ。
ほらほら、目をつむらずにちゃんと見ろよ。ほらほら、ほらほら、魔法だよ。そなたがどんなにわらわや魔法の存在。ほらほら、ほらほらほらほら。こうして目の前でブワンブワンカキンカキンやら。ほらほら、ほらほら。もう思考なんて止めちまえよ。魔法はあるんだって。これはファンタジーなんだって。目を閉じるなよ。しっかり見ろよ。ほらほらほらほらほら。
畜生、畜生、畜生、畜生。魔性を認めない、魔法を認めない。でもこんなにあからさまにやられちまったらなんだっていやいいんだ。
It's all a trick. That's what
ク
you're
ソ
supposed to say.
クソクソクソ。
It's all a trick.
ほら、目を背けるなよ。しっかり見ろよ。
Obviously, Ballard didn't get the memo that these people who are about to die in 30 minutes are going to be shown fantastical magical shit that you can't take seriously. Obviously, Ballard didn't get that memo. Because now it's being hung up on this fucking magical battle that obviously does not happen in real life. Obviously, guys. What are you, fucking imaginary kid, friend?
ファンタジーなんだよ。
Come on now.
推理ごっことかやめちまえよ。
Leave imaginary friends, guys.
知ってんだよ。ものを考えんの本当は苦手なんだろう。やめちまえやめちまえ。ほらほら、どうせファンタジー、どうせファンタジー。
Nice laugh.
うるせえうるせえうるせえ。俺に話しかけるんじゃね
こいつ意地になっちゃって。私になら勝てるなんて思い上がりをしたことを今すぐ。そうしたら特別に許してあげてもいいわ。生きながら生皮を剥がして絶命するまで全身を鞭打ってのたうって可愛い子なんだから謝っ。そうしたらあなただけは最高に素敵な気分の中で優しく優しく。
黙れ、魔女の家具。お前と問答するつもりはない。
私なんか眼中にないというのね。気に入らないわ。畏怖を感じないその目。本当に気に入らないわ。
カノン君、
Genji's like, I could do it better than that.
あやつ、サタンの時よりも筋がいいではないか。
だから人間は恐ろしいのです。たまに魔女にまでなり、悪魔を羊扱いにしたり。
わらわはどちらを応援すればよいというのか。
One of them works for you, so I hope you're cheering on Lucifer.
こいつ、私と互角に渡り合うというの？
僕を見くびるな。お前にそのおごりがある限り、僕には決して勝てない。
私がこの煉獄の7姉妹が長女ルシファーを指して決して勝てないと？この思い上がりが！
Ouch, ouch, ouch. That red blade, though. Ganon was desperately trying to stay alive, and he had a strong desire to become human. But Lucifer didn't feel anything stronger than a slight desire to play. So that led to an inevitable result. It was the result that could be reached by the power of humans. Power of the heart.
これまでだ。お前は僕に決して勝てない。
Only red curve extended straight out from Ganon's arm, pointing at Lucifer's throat just beneath the tip of her chin.
何よこれ。この私がこんなの何かの間違いよ。
As she ground her teeth in irritation, she tried to deny the truth right before her eyes. No matter how much she believed in her own superiority, it didn't change the fact. It's right in front of her.
ほう、やるなあカノン。見事だ。わらわを退屈させなかった。それに比べわらわの家具のなんと情けないことか。
ルシファー、お嬢様を退屈させていますよ。やはりあなたには荷が勝ちすぎた相手でしたか。
失望するぞ、七食いの長女。
But it seemed like mere rebuke to an outsider. However, furniture serving the witch knew what kind of severe treatment was promised by that rebuke, and understood what was Stefan said. I think Balor's going to be able to get to torture her now, right? Fair is fair.
この出来損ない家具が！
She howled. Standing in her last bit of pride, she made her body explode, exposing her true form. That form was a demon stake, which bounced out the walls surrounding the room.
よくも私にここまで恥をかかせたな。
It was easy.
殺す殺せ
Couldn't beat him.
このぬるまが
You blockhead, oh!
私の姿をもはや
Lucy?
追うこともできないくせに
Oh, she is Lucy, right? She's Lucy from Peanuts. You blockhead? Lucifer.
もう遊ばないよ。本気で怒ったわよ。ぶっすりざっくり貫いて真っ赤な血の噴水を天井にまで届かせてやるよ。死ねー。カノン君。
Good grief. Somebody's bleeding. After flying about wildly for some time, with the speed approaching the limits of what a human eye could follow, Lucifer flew at Ganon's heart. She could tell that it was Ganon's blood by the sweet taste of it, but she quickly noticed one thing. She hadn't pierced his heart. What?
ほう。
これだから人間は恐ろしい。紅茶はいかがですかな。
今はよい。紅茶もいらぬほどに面白い。
カノン君。
Maybe he still got his hand or something?
おごったな。
I told you that you wouldn't be able to defeat me, you bitch. The floor was stained with dripping blood. It was really Cannon's blood. But it wasn't flowing out of his chest. Cannon had sacrificed his own left hand to protect his heart. There you go. You couldn't do that in the last game? I guess not. Lucifer was arrogant, even though she'd been given enough time to realize that this was an opponent capable of cornering her. In her pride, she had believed him to be worthless. She had gotten careless. Though, just as she had announced, she had aimed for his chest, trying to pierce his heart. Because she was arrogant, she hadn't even thought of aiming somewhere other than the places that she announced. No, maybe she had thought about it a little. However, her pride would not allow her to aim for a different spot. After all, she was Lucifer of pride. Yep. That's her fatal flaw. Cannon, withstanding the pain, grasped the demon stake, sticking deep into his left hand strongly with his right, and pulled it out. That's what she said. When she heard the sound of breaking bones and even more blood dripping down, Shannon looked away reflexively. There was an air hole in the back of the pierced hand so big you could clearly see through the other side. It's like Miroku from fucking Inuyasha. Cannon's face was filled with pain, but right now, he had won without a doubt. Oh diggity, no doubt, baby. Demon stake he was gripping in his right hand turned back into Lucifer again, so that Cannon was now gripping exactly where her neck was. Oh.
僕の勝ちだ、ベアトリーチェ。
Cannon didn't hold back at all with the hand gripping Lucifer's throat. She had challenged him again after the fight had already been decided. And now had no obligation to be considerate. And even so, Cannon released the witch's furniture. Was it his naive humanism, his pity for another furniture, or a final bit of respect to the witch? It was none of the above, probably. He just didn't want to kill somebody. In any case, when she was released, Lucifer fell face first down on the ground, wrenching and moaning over the pain in her throat.
お見事ですよ、カノン。あなたの奮闘により、金蔵の研究の正しさが一つ実証されました。
人の心はあらゆる可能性を秘めるか。いやはやこれだから人間は恐ろしい。
They both said that now.
あっぱれであるぞ。そなたは勝利した。見事だ。
Ahora sí.
大丈夫？カノン君。
Shannon ran up to him and wrapped a handkerchief around his left hand, which was still spraying blood.
見事であるぞ、カノン。実に見事である。わらわも少しは番狂わせを期待した。それを裏切らぬとは、そなたは誠に素晴らしき家具である。見直した。正直見直したぞ。
約束を忘れてはいないだろうな。
This is where she gets cannon burned.
もちろん忘れては魔女も悪魔も非道ではある。だがしかし契約に限っては人間など及ばぬほどに高潔。
Is that true?
わらわは保護にはせぬ。そなたが勝利したなら13人の生贄を逃れることができる5人を自由に決める権利を保証し。
ベアトリーチェ様、私はまだ破れたわけ。
Lohige. When Beatrice waved her pipe, heaven and earth turned over just for Lucifer. So, as a horribly natural result, she fell onto the ceiling. What a feeling when Lucifer's dancing on the ceiling. The ceiling doesn't seem that high to people standing on the floor. However, people who fall on it upside down head first usually don't agree.
お嬢様、さすがにやりすぎでは。
それもそうである。許してやるか。
Petra's favorite pipe again. She did the magic that had been affecting Lucifer was released. Though as a horribly natural result, this time she fell properly back onto the floor. Whee! Kerplat. I bet Battler's loving this.
お許しを。
何を怯えておる。わらはもはや許したぞ。さてカノン、続けようではないか。
何をだ、まさか彼女にとどめを刺せとでも言うつもりなのか。
ああ、違う違う。まだ終わっちゃいないだろうが。
Told you. He's gonna fight all these bitches.
はぐらかすな。
わらわは確かにそなたと約束したぞ。わらわの家具、煉獄の七杭を打ち破ったなら、とな。さあさあおいでなさい、煉獄の七杭。不甲斐なき長女の6人の妹たち。
Air split with shrill laughter, and as a golden splash scattered about, the remaining 6 sisters of Purgatory showed themselves. All the 7 sisters of Purgatory were here after Kanon was able to defeat only one by sacrificing his left arm. By now, Kanon regretted his thoughtlessness in accepting the witch's challenge. He had been foolish to assume that the game against the witch would be on an even footing. You got 7 more of those battles in you, buddy?
お姉様、どうして床に這いつくばってるの？お前たち。
だからお姉様はダメなのよ。少女を偉そうに名乗るくせに上っ面だけなのよ。まったくルシファーお姉様一人の集会が私たちへの評価を下げるのよ。恥を知りなさいな、この未熟者が。
すごいすごい。でもいい気にならないことよ。ルシファーお姉様なんて威張ってるだけで姉妹の子じゃ大したことないんだから。
だからルシファー姉は何もしなくていいといつも言っている。お姉様は威張ってだけいればいい。あのことは全て優秀な私たちで片付けるのだから。
お姉様、どうする？私たちはお姉様のプライドを尊重して、そのボロボロの体で再び挑むのを期待して手出しをしないつもりなんだけれど。でもカノン君は強いわよね。今のお姉様じゃもうどうあがいても勝ち目はないわよね。
お前たち。
She's getting fucking old, dude. Go down the river.
いつ今は仲違いをしている場合か。そなたらは7人揃ってこその煉獄の7姉妹であろうが、仲良くして わらわの仕事を遂行せよ。迅速に
ねえルシファーお姉様、私たち妹の力が借りたいの。言ってよ。お姉様の口から助けを求める言葉が聞きたいの。
Vicious.
私はこれ以上苦労する気か。
愚かで見苦しくて情けないこの長女のルシファーをどうか妹の皆様お助けください。ねえ聞かせてよ。それを聞かせてくれたら助けてあげる。それでいいわよね、みんな。
お前たちをおのれ。
Seven Sisters of Purgatory unanimously closed in on the Versal sister. Using her, even Canon, they've been fighting for his life until a second ago. Couldn't bear to look at it.
私がそのような口にできるものか。
早くせよ。どうせお前一人では拉致が開かぬ。早く七姉妹にてカノンを撃て。
Damn.
そら、どうしましたかルシファー。お嬢様の命令です。
Oh no. Not like this, Lucifer.
ひどい。
You got a cannon pitying you. Oh god. You're grinding your teeth over and over after hearing her sister's curses. Lucifer trembled all over and answered her sister's request. Damn. Oh, dude.
愚かで
Oh, dude.
弱手
Shame her.
苦しくて
Shame. Shame her.
情けない。
Shame her.
情けないこの長女ルシファーをどうか。
Like, cannon put me out of my misery. That's what you get. All that shit you put Badly through. That's what you get. Girl Noah's pride was finally unable to endure the words she was saying, and broke down crying. However, the 6 younger sisters kept giggling cold-heartedly. Fucking super mega bitches. Oh my god, dude.
ちょっと泣いてごまかさないで。まだ言い切ってない。
Right.
もう十分だろう。さあ姉妹たち、我らの力を見せてやろう。
私は全部聞かなきゃ満足しないわよ。ほらほらお姉様続けてよ。
もう十分よ。さあ、この屈辱は姉妹全員の屈辱。生かして返しはしないわよ。
さて哀れな家具をどのように遊んでやろうかしら。素敵な提案はある？ベルゼは仲良く7人でカノン君を分けっこしたらいいと思います。
良い提案だな。それでなら姉妹でみんな仲良しだ。
なら私頭部ね。手足はあんたらにあげるわ。
やだやだ、ダメ。私が頭なの。
Hey, first calls. She got dibs, sorry. Little slow, Leviathan.
そんな約束意味があるわけないでしょ。早い者勝ちに決まってるわ。
Exact. First come, first serve.
どんな殺され方がいいか、この7姉妹でとびっきりの殺し方をしてあ
Of
げる。
course, death by Snoo Snoo. Of course, right? Always. Cannon? Don't let me down here. Damn.
ここまで恥をかかせたんだもの。八つ咲きでも足りない。百咲きにしてくれる。行くよお前たち。
7 of them burst at once. They had no intention of playing or boasting. This time they would generally follow their master's order. Take me down, cannon down. Swiftly! 7 sisters jumped around the room faster than I could see, examining how they could best kill me. They tortured me with their cruel giggles, sometimes making a close pass at me. Oh shit, I'm bleeding already. Kept scraping my arms, shoulders, and cheeks, gradually carving red letters into my body. At that moment, Shannon dashed up behind me, holding me to her so that she blocked the way to my body at least a little. Oh, she got the old force field shit on. I like that. At the same time, a red cylinder wrapped around the two of us. Like a beam of light sent from heaven, that cylinder repelled the evil ones who tormented Cannon. What?
ずるいあんたは関係ないでしょきっとこれは私たちと一緒に遊びたいのよ
It was gonna be Shannon next if she didn't do anything, so might as well protect
なら
Cannon.
私がもらうわいっただきベアトリーチェ様シャノンを私たちの獲物にしても
Yep. Oops. Oops. What did I just do there?
ああ、構わんぞ、好きにしろ。お前たちの悪時期には、カノン一人では足らなかろうしな。
ありがたき幸せ。さあ、しゃしゃり出てきたことを後悔させてやろう。
どっちがどっちかわからないくらいの肉片にして混ぜて混ぜてミンチにしてハンバーグにしてあげる
バカねそれよりあの結界を破る方が先でしょうが食い意地より先に仕事しなさい
As a horribly natural first action, the Seven Sisters began to destroy the barrier Shannon had created. Shannon's barrier was certainly strong. It was powerful enough to impress even Beatrice. This strange, frail furniture would turn to dust just by touching it, and it was firm like a tree with deep roots. But no matter how big a tree gets, it eventually surrendered to a saw or a hatchet. For the Seven Sisters, chopping down Shannon's barrier would be annoying, but not impossible. Hold strong, Shannon. You got this. Sound like beetles jumping about grew even fiercer and filled the room. Red barrier began to be cut up and eroded away as though with a hatchet, a saw, no, a chainsaw by now. Bingo, 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 bingo. Bingo, bingo. She's hanging in there.
愚かな。君の結界では、その子たちを防ぎきれないことは知っていたでしょうに。なぜ
見過ごせないからです
Shannon covered Kenon, who was already at his limit, sprawled on the floor. She spoke back resolutely.
しゃしゃり出なければ眠るような死を与えてやったのに。なぜわざわざ七姉妹の前に身をさらすのか。死は同じではないぞ。
Cruel death will cause you far more anguish than merely dying.
どうぞお好きなようにあなたがしたいことを好きにするように私もしたいことを好きにしたまでです
どうにもそなたはこのところ面白みに欠けるな。恋というやつは達するかどうかのあたりが一番面白い。達してしまった後の女はさながら産卵を終えた鮭のごとしか。
Wow. Haven't
そ
heard
な
that
た
one
には
before.
もう飽きた。
ありがとう魔女から聞ける言葉で最も嬉しい言葉です
He's so fresh.
ならせめて最後に、わらを思いっきり喜ばせる死に方をしてみせろよ。七姉妹よ、聞こえたな。
Love how Shannon claps back.
シャノンの殺し方、お前たちの残虐の限りを見せてみよ。
シャノン。
Oh, Genji's not gonna let that happen.
申し訳ございません。
Genji's gonna be like, you know what? I got this shit.
やはり私には源氏様の高みには至れませんでした。
姉さんはバカだ。僕なんか放っておけば姉さんまでひどい目に遭うことは。
ううんいいの。ジョージ様に指輪をもらって女として生きられたあなたをかばって姉として生きられた私の生はすべてこれで未練なく全うした。
Interesting.
イライラするぜ。
It's not like that. You know, he's clapping back at Beatrice. Beatrice can't stand it, dude.
その達観が本当にイラつくぜ。だから家具なんだよ。お前からは人間の匂いがしねえんだよ。わらわを見ろよ。わらわこそ人間だろうが。家具のくせにわらわよりも完成されたかのような達観したかのようなことを言うんじゃねえ。
醜いその未練があなたの正体なの。
He's called her ugly. I was like, goddamn.
未練じゃねえ。それが生きるってもんだ。指輪もらったから死んでもいいとか。理解できねえ。さっぱりがっかり愕然呆然。全然ダメだぜ。
全然ダメだぜ。
お嬢様、少し品がないかと。
うるさいわ家具が。シャノン、楽に死なせてもらえると思うなよ。舌を噛むなら今のうちだ。
哀れね。もしも私の目にあなたのその姿に映って
How pitiful
それ
you
が見え
are.
るならおのが醜さにおののくといい。
They called her ugly again. Oh my gosh.
安心しろよ。てめえはそれよりさらにめちゃくちゃぐちゃぐちゃに生きながら醜く潰してやるからよ。
At that time, Genji softly entered the red barrier, like a G. Perhaps the barrier didn't block those without ill intent. And Genji gently hurled her from behind and covered her eyes with his right hand.
源氏様、
もう十分だ。先に休みなさい。
はい、ありがとうございます、源氏様。
After that, Genji softly pressed her left hand near her collarbone. Pressed his left hand near her collarbone. As he did, emanating from that area, a crimson stain gently spread out. Gave him the Vulcan neck grip. The deadly Vulcan neck grip version. That kills instantly. When Genji removed his hand, bright red, fresh blood oozed out of there. It only happened for the first instant, and it was shaped like a crimson rose. He put her out of her misery, basically. Didn't give Beatrice the satisfaction. When he removed his right hand covering her face, there was a peaceful expression there as though she was sleeping. Gave her a good death. And then she fell softly, silently, and slept. Her soul had already been sent to a world where the malicious witch and her furniture could not reach her, no matter how evilly they tortured her. And you can just revive her, right? Huh. That's one of her powers, right? This scene left Beatrice and the Seven Sisters stunned. Only Ronove wore a mysterious smile. Ronove saw that one coming. We all saw it coming, I guess. Then Genji leading over to Cannon, who was crouching on the floor. Give you that touch, boy.
よく頑張った。お前ももう休むといい。
はい。ありがとうございます。ケンジ様。
Just as he had done with Shannon, he softly covered Cannon's eyes with his hand and gently pressed the area around Cannon's collarbone with his other hand. And when his hand was removed from the lightness of a feather, with the lightness of a feather, there was a crimson rose there. But that rose shape quickly turned into a stain of bright red blood pouring out. Light as a feather went on floating through.
何よそれ
He's got the touch.
つまらぬやつ。生命の風船は針にてつき、威勢よく割るから面白いのだろうが。
見事です、源氏。それでこそ家具です。
ありがとうございます。それではベアトリーチェ様、ロノエ様、これをもって私の最後のお務めとし、おいとまをさせていただきます。
わらわの楽しみを勝手に奪いおって。この二人をギッタギタのぐっちゃぐちゃにしたかった分、そなたがそれを変わるのであろうな。
He's gonna touch himself. That's what she said. Beatrice faced him with an unsatisfied expression. But Ronove spoke quietly to Genji with a soothing smile.
ご苦労でした。これまでの労をねぎらうに値する安らかな眠りを、あなたへの最後の。
And he's his fucking furniture? What?
おい、勝手な真似を。
And Ronove snapped his fingers. Genji slumped on the floor like a puppet with his strings cut. Suddenly and yet gently, he crumpled, falling into a sleep that no witch could call him back from. It was as if filled with kindness as the sleep he had given Shannon and Kenon. Ronove's a nice guy, I guess. In certain doses.
なん拍子抜けでつまらぬぞ。
お嬢様は偉大なる大魔女ではございませんか。この程度気に留めるほどにもございませんよ。シャノンごときの挑発で頭に血を上らせるなどらしくもない。
What was it that had Ryota so irritated? Was she ill, unable to remove the tone of Shannon's words? Ronove laughed lightly, as though lamenting the complexity of humanity and the woman's heart, and ordered the seven sisters to go. After all, there were still 2 sacrifices left for the first prelate. The 7 sisters disappeared into ecstasy. Follow me to ecstasy. So we still got 2 more deaths to go. We got 4 down. If you're counting Kinzo as one of the dead, which I guess you have to at this point. He burst into flames in front of us. So, I mean, that's 1 death right there, I guess. It's a, you know, it's a magical death, right? They're all magical deaths. Now I guess Genji could have some physical skill where that doesn't have to be magic that he used. So maybe just the 1 magical death, or a 2. I'm so sorry. Ronove used magic to kill Genji, so it's 2 magical deaths so far. But not Canon, not Shin'em. Definitely not. Goda. Uh oh. I don't think Goda's gonna be lasting very long. Let's see what the hell happens to Goda here, and then we might end it for the night after that. So Gee golly, I'm doing the nighttime rounds. ROKKENJIMA has always been empty except for the Ushiramiya family household. So checking the doors and the windows were all closed had no real purpose. Shucks howdy, however, ever since the time Natsui had condemned such an attitude as being careless, the nighttime rounds had become part of the servants' daily routine, I'll betcha. In the first place, Natsui said it was swell that she ordered this because of the occasional witch disturbances. We all believe in witches, don't we? You live in this mansion, you do. Everyone who came and left this island knew about the legend of Beatrice, the witch of the forest. And it became established as this island's characteristic ghost story. Because of that, it was only natural that some people would claim that when they thought they were alone in the mansion, they would hear a strange sound or see the shadow of a person. Of a witch. However, when that created a little too much disturbance and reached Natsue's ears, she made a fuss. She kicked up a fuss. I had to say, Miss Cleaver, calm down, Mrs. Cleaver. Thinking that some suspicious person might have been entering and leaving. Apparently, she had roused all the servants and had them check throughout the mansion. She's a little paranoid, isn't she? Because of all that panic over the witch had happened before Goda's arrival. He had only heard about it from the more senior servants. Ghost stories like that could be found in any workplace. Even at the hotels and restaurants Golden had worked at. Well, gee golly, there had been plenty of them. So when he heard about that story on the island, he gave it a forced smile and thought, so they have that kind of thing here after all. Let's just blame it on the Beeve. Instead of Beatrice, blame it on the Beeve. And forced smile aside, he had figured that when in Rome, do as the Romans do, and had taken it seriously. Goda went along with it on the inside, but in his heart, he assumed it'd be a childish trick. At first, that is.
これは確かに不気味ですね。なるほど。過去の使用人たちがいろいろと騒ぎたくなる気持ちもわかるものです。
What, are they fucking drunk on duty? Believing in fucking ghosts and fucking witches? He could understand how someone doing the rounds on an airy night like this might believe they'd seen a ghost if they saw a lace curtain waving in the breeze on a window that hadn't been closed. Oh, shucks howdy, they're stupid, aren't they? Fucking idiots.
たたりがあるか。大怪我をして辞めた使用人もいるらしいし。怪我は勘弁だな。俺もこの年だ。二度とこんな厚遇の職場には恵まれねえだろうよ。ああ、彫像画の魔女様、真面目に働きますんで、一つ穏便に頼みます。
Just gonna give you some peace right between the eyes. I'll tell you what. Goda prayed to the portrait, his hands together, as though he was at a Shinto shrine. Well, gee golly willikers, what was that? That time, he thought he heard a sound. Kitchen? Shucks howdy, was that the sound of something metal falling on the floor? Is that a fucking knife? Maybe a mouse or a cockroach had come out and knocked over some dishes. Mrs. Cleaver's going to be real angry if that was a mouse or a cockroach. No, how could that be? It was unusually clean thoroughly. It was usually clean thoroughly, sorry. Thinking he'd check out what that noise had really been, Goda stupidly entered the kitchen by himself. Without any weapons, he turned on the kitchen light. When he did, he heard a strange sound. Clank, 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 clank. To a cook like Goda, that sound felt like a lid of a pressure cooker or something shaking. Surely there wouldn't be a pot on the burner, but no one was in the kitchen. Well, shucks, even if someone was using the gas, walking away from it would be quite dangerous. Just in case, Goda decided to inspect the area around the gas range. Gee, let's light a fucking match and try to check around the gas here. That sounds like a great idea, right? When he did, the corner of the gas, in the corner with the gas range, the pressure cooker really had been set out, just as he thought. But the flame wasn't on, and yet the lid was clanking. Something fermenting and leaking gas? How could that be? And there was a mouse or something inside? How could there be? Ridiculous. Makabashi. When people were watching, Goda acted as though he had a bold personality fitting for his build. But he actually had an unexpectedly timid side to him. Like Eddie Haskell. People are watching, he's one way. Nobody else is watching. Switch flips. He was frightened that there might be something inside, and he couldn't bring himself to check it carelessly. In his cowardice, he grabbed a nearby wooden pestle, and with a clunk, he tapped it a little forcefully against the side pressure cooker. When he did, a clicking sound suddenly stopped. He should have been relieved that it stopped, but the fact that it stopped when he'd hit it was even more eerie and made him even more suspicious about what was inside. Don't open it up. Don't do it.
この世に怪奇現象なんて存在しませんとも。そんな魔女も魔法もそんなもの存在するわけがない。
Normally that would be true, but not 30 minutes before you die, though. So, if this is your time to die, you probably don't want to check that at this point.
すべての現象は科学的に説明できるんです。お化けも魔女もいてたまるもんですか。
Dude, somebody's playing a prank on him just to get him into a position that they can kill him. You can't explain that shit with just rational thought. You can have any number of magic-looking tricks and get your ass in a position where, oh, I'm going to slit your throat now. Probably what's going to happen here. He's going to die some way, right? You just don't know exactly how he dies yet. We'll figure it out, though. He repeated that many times, trying to build up his own confidence. The gap between what he was saying and what he was doing was quite comical.
何が魔女だ。何が魔法だ。たたりだ。そら。
You do.
正体を見せてみろ。
Show me what you got. Hey, moved the lid of the pressure cooker, and lying exposed there was a sparkling. Ooh, shit. Hey, what is it? What did it say? It's a sparkling steak or something? What did it say? Oh, the sparkling clean silver bottom of the pot. Okay. Ooh, there was absolutely nothing frightening like he imagined. Alright. Yeah, he cleared that one.
そりゃ当然です。中に何もいるわけがない。
By now, Goda realized that he had been a coward. While he had some doubts as to what had caused the lid to make that sound, he figured it wasn't a big problem and decided not to worry about it too much. Then he took the lid he grabbed and softly set it back down to where it had been. It's fine, it won't make a sound. Of course it won't. As if witches or magic could exist. Gee golly willikers. Clank, 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 clank. Uh-oh. Now they're just fucking around with you. Clank, 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 clank. Clank, 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 clank. Clank, 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 clank. Oh shit. Yeep! All the pots and dishes in the kitchen started clanking at once. It grew even stronger, so that finally the lid on one of the pots fell off, and from the inside of the pot, its center right arm reached out. Oh shit. Lids fell off of the other pots one after another. Oh shit, dude. And one another. Another.
魔女なんかいるもんか。信じるもんか。
You kinda fucked here, dude. The number of arms grew to 7. A loud, shrill laughter split the air.
がっかり。これほどの美味しいお料理を作れる人がこんな小物なんて本当にがっかり。
あんたいらないんなら私がもらうわ。いっただき。
ちょっとダメだってば。私がもらうんだから。
These girls know the concept of first come, first serve. You can't just call something. You take it. Good night, Goda. Good night, sweet friend Goda. Here goes Goda. Come on, let's search. There's only one more. Apple Hag. Kumasawa? Where is she? She isn't in the mansion. What about the guest house? Hee. First one wins, right? Come on, search. Find her. Don't be noticed by the relatives in the dining hall, right? Don't get noticed by the kids in the guest house, right? The bitches can't see you. You're not real. You know that. Search in silence, kill in silence. After all, she's still the first Twilight. So they're looking for Kumasawa now. They can't find her in the guest house. Before we kill Kumasawa here, it looks like. Let's go ahead and touch up on whoever's dead and who's... Okay, I guess they're not showing who's dead yet. But we know that Cannon is dead. No, Cannon and Shannon are dead. Golda just died in front of us, right? We know Genji's dead. And now they're going after Kumasawa. Oh, Kinzo should be dead too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and she would be the 6th. For the first Twilight. She wasn't in the mansion either, right? Where's she at, girls? There she is. Hey, I found her. She's in the rose garden. Oh, she's standing around there without an umbrella. She's already given up. All mine. You blockheads can just sit there and watch. I told you, no, this one's mine. Come on, if you take any longer, we'll be scolded by Beatrice-sama. Let's take care of it all at once. What the hell is she doing? There, found her, surrounded her. Come on, let's get along and do it all at once. Alright? Die! Kumasawa's got some skills. It's a little shocking, right? And they took the long way around too. So they gained their magic back, and they still can't topple one old lady. What is going on with Kumasawa, guys? Well, we're gonna find out, but not tonight. About 5 hours in, I'm gonna call it there. We'll pick up with Kumasawa, the Master Magician, for next time. Appreciate everybody sticking around for this Let's Read episode. We'll have day 3 pretty soon, next time I can do it. I'll let you know on Twitter, let you know on Instagram, maybe on Facebook too. We'll see what Kumasawa has in store for these seven slutty stakes of purgatory going on here, or as Battler calls them, the ass Nachons. This is a great installment. Episode 3 is really good. Episode 3 is probably the best of the first 4 in terms of learning lore and shit. So if you guys are enjoying this, if you can't wait, because I'm gonna have a random day for my next stream. If you guys can't wait, feel free to pony up on Steam, grab all the question arcs, and go ahead and read yourself. Catch up with me on episode 3. In the meantime, y'all, and in the between time, y'all, be excellent to each other, and always party on, dudes. Take care.